Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I am answering questions on how to know if you're eating enough when you feel really full. Like, do you need to keep going? How are you supposed to know if this is helpful or not? I touch on this. I answer, is it possible to heal on a plant-based diet? And are ibuprofen for menstrual cramps okay and safe and a good idea? So we're going to dive into that, and I'm also going to announce the winner of the giveaway from last week. I have another giveaway coming up at the end of this video, and also just a heads up, our information session for the Holistic HA Practitioner Certification course is coming up on Monday, tomorrow, at the release of this video. So go get on the list so that you don't miss out on that. There is no replay, so the link will be below for that, and I'm going to take you guys live through our certification and see if it's right for you. I have some great listener questions today. And before we dive in, last week's video, I posted a giveaway for the Period Recovery Game Planner. This is a downloadable guide that I made a few years ago that has been an absolute favorite game changer for a lot of people doing recovery on their own. So if you're new, you're still at the beginning, and you're wondering what blind spots you might have, actually the game planner is going to be really good for a few of the questions I'm answering today. That's a good gauge. If you have questions like the ones I'm answering today, the game planner is for you. But the lucky winner of the DIY Period Recovery Game Planner, which is different to our course. Game planner is different to the course, is Maria Elantano, and my handwriting might be really bad, but Maria Elantano, email me danny@thehasociety.com and I will get that over to you. Pink blue. She said, I have a question. If I am eating until I feel sick during HA recovery, am I doing the right thing or not? How am I supposed to know if I'm eating enough calories to recover? I mean, I know I'm staying stuffed all day long and I'm gaining weight. I'm specifically talking about day to day. What if one day I feel like I can't finish my food, and so I don't, but I have a snack to accommodate that? The short answer is you're probably doing great. You're probably eating a good amount. And this question was submitted a minute ago. So pink blue, let me know how that ended up panning out for you. But if you are gaining weight, your body is responding, and you're seeing symptoms of recovery, then you can, be somewhat confident that you're doing enough. If it's been that way for a long time and you're like many months and you're still not recovering, there might be more for you to look into. And when someone says, I'm gaining weight, I'm always just a little bit hesitant because I can't talk to them directly about is this for sure or is this just your perception? Because obviously it's really easy for us to all commonly feel like we are endlessly gaining weight when it could actually just be appropriate, or you could have started at a really low weight and now you're gaining to an appropriate weight and your perspective is potentially shifted. So that part is really individual. And the only other thing I'll say is if you are really full and you're not recovering, you need to look at what you're eating. Are you eating a lot of low calorie food? Are you sticking to your safe foods? Lots of salad, lots of veggies, lots of lean proteins, because then you are going to be full and not have a lot of calories. I ate like a lot of food when I had HA. But I also was missing my period, and it's because that food didn't have calories in it, but I was still able to feel uncomfortably full. And that's potentially not normal. So the DIY game planner is actually a really great place to start because it's a self-assessment. It asks you all these questions about, when you eat this, are you doing this, this, and this? When you build a meal, are you doing this, this, and this? When you opt for protein, does it look like this? When you do exercise, a bunch of questions about that. Yes or no, that allow you to look at things really objectively at the end and be like, okay, here's a bunch of blind spots for me. So that's really the value of that and why it exists. You know, for people asking a question like this, where I would need to totally look at your food log and actually know your body weight and things to be able to really well answer that. Salama, Art Lab, asks, hello Danny, I need help with something. I got my period back 3 weeks ago, but I don't want to lose it again. I don't want to lose it again. Can say how to keep it Can you say how to keep it consistently, please? Some say online you need 2,500 calories every single day, but that just makes me hate food. I had a fever today and it's also suppressing my cues. I don't eat that much because my stomach hurts. Is that safe to do? Oh, this actually is a really similar question to the one I just answered. So the 2,500 calorie thing, potentially the worst thing that happened to HA, because people are like stuck on that. I don't want to go over that, or I'm too afraid of approaching that, when everyone's different and you may need less, you may need more, you may need that amount. I understand it's a good number to base like this concept of, yeah, you need to eat a lot of food. Salama. It doesn't matter that what it makes you feel about food. HA recovery requires calories, and if you are eating 2,500 calories of safe foods, like I said before, bowls of lettuce, tons of veggies, only lean protein, of course you're gonna hate food. You know, you need to, like, it's actually really easy to eat 2,500 calories if you're eating like a normal person. So the game planner is like a good tool for you as well. You know, I'm like actually not intentionally choosing these questions to sell that. I'm just realizing, as I talked about at the beginning, that that's what that's for. If you are unsure if the way you're eating is enough, is appropriate for recovery, that's what that tool is for. Do Yeren says, I watched this video 11 months ago. Okay, so she watched my vegan and vegetarians recovering from HA video. And she said, I got my period back this Tuesday after 3.5 years. I mostly do not eat any animal products. I have eggs and fish now and then, but not on a daily basis. I didn't even gain much weight. In the last 2 years, like 3 kilos very gradually. Is it possible to heal on a mostly plant-based diet? Yes. So it's harder work, and you may have had the experience of having it had been hard work, you know, like you have to find some animal products here and there. And you can get your period back on plant-based foods often. It's just like, is it optimal? Are you ovulating? What's it like? I've had clients who were vegetarian who were raised that way. And vegetarians, it's actually definitely easy and possible. If you're able to eat things like butter and yogurt, eggs, dairy, some animal products, like that's great. We're gonna be able to work with that. If you're a total vegan, it's actually more difficult. Are there some people out there doing it? Yeah. You know, my niece, the wonderful Talia, she lives down in Australia. She has been raised vegetarian her entire life. The girl is like, she's like 12 and she's like 6 foot tall. And she actually just this past couple weeks ago broke every Australian record for her age group in the high jump. So I'm not saying that, like, I honestly think that there are a lot of people out there who, when raised and it done right on a vegetarian diet, you go girl, right? Vegan, we see less often. It's hard work, it's more difficult, and we can't guarantee optimal cycles. So it is possible to heal, but some kind of supplementation is good. Actually, why we do the oyster is because oyster is similar in profile to liver. There are some differences, but it's similar in profile, and oysters don't have a central nervous system, making them exist in the world more like a plant. They're alive, but they don't have like consciousness. and they're extraordinarily mineral dense and actually count as an animal product, right? So that's why we have this and recommend it, and it's really high in zinc and stuff like that. So this would be like an excellent option for vegetarians or vegans or people who just like can't do the meat. So consider that. Just do as much animal products as you can to get as far as you can. And then if for some reason your body's struggling, you know, that's going to be unique and individual person to person, and then you can look at options to help with that. But if someone wants to recover vegetarian, that's not generally a problem for me. I can help them through that. Vegan, we tend to make less promises. I have a question in the email from Aletha. She says, "Hi Danny, I've struggled with HA in the past and have benefited a ton from your content, including even having some questions answered in your videos." Yes, I recognize your name. I have a general question for you today. What is your opinion on the use of ibuprofen for menstrual cramps? Backstory, I'm not one to take any kind of medicine at all for anything, and I've never had too bad of cramps with my period. If I did, I just suck it up and make it through. However, with my last period, I had such terrible cramps that I took ibuprofen, which did wonders, and they went away. That being said, I've heard that ibuprofen can not only impede cramps, but also the menstrual flow itself. So I'm wondering whether it's a good idea to take it after all. What do you think? As a side question, do you have any idea why I might have suddenly developed these nasty cramps and haven't really gotten before with my period? You know, sometimes when I get extraordinarily bad allergies, and same with Ashley, we take an allergy pill. Or if like my throat hurts and my nose is stuffed, which is my allergies, and I can't sleep, I pop a NyQuil. Because I'm not about unnecessary suffering. That's my personal preference. There's no award for how much pain you were able to endure. So on one instance, if the discomfort is uncomfortable enough, do what you gotta do. It's fine. If my cramps were bad enough, I'd pop an ibuprofen, and it sounds like similarly to me on the occasion that does happen, it's one time, you do it, it's gone, and you didn't need to like take another one, you know? So you're okay. We've been there, and bless modern medicine for occasionally being able to take us out of like a level 8 and above discomfort. I'd probably even take it at like a 7 and above. But like you, for the most part, I have my cramps and I just kind of deal with them. They're there, but I can kind of distract myself out of it. As for impeding the menstrual flow itself, I don't know. But similarly to that answer, it's not enough to like make a problem, in my personal opinion. If the discomfort is so severe for you that you take a pill that slightly impedes your menstrual flow, I just like don't know if that matters. But I also don't know why that's happening and how real that is. So there's that. But certainly if someone is taking ibuprofen multiple times every single month for cramps, that is a different story that I'd be like, okay, well, why is that happening? What's going on? Let's take a look. So it's not, while as a culture we're widely accepting of like your periods just suck and menstrual cramps suck, I am not a fan of that belief system. I literally just squeezed chicken juice onto my laptop. Chicken legs be juicy, you know. So generally it's a hormone imbalance, meaning estrogen may not be being sufficiently opposed by progesterone. You could have low progesterone creating high estrogen symptoms in your cycle. So the first thing I would do if you're experiencing that is check, Aletha, what was your luteal phase and how did it compare to your usual luteal phase? If usually your luteal phase is 12, 13 days and suddenly it was 9, 10 days, that's probably why you had cramps. the progesterone. You know, there are other reasons it can happen, but that's like level 1, step 1. Hopefully that helps, and I have other videos about how to improve luteal phase parameters. Now, unsurprisingly, we're gonna do another giveaway. I'm having fun with this. I love seeing y'all's comments. I love writing your name and putting it in the bowl. So here we go. This week, and I checked with the team, we're gonna do a consultation giveaway. I'm gonna link below what is all involved in the consultation. It's basically our coaching, but usually with clients we do a coaching package, but we also offer a one-time consult for people who are not sure if, you know, one-on-one coaching is exactly for them. It's $333 US usually. And you will meet with one of our team members, could be me, might be Mishi, and we're gonna go over your case with you, review everything prior to meeting. You're gonna send us everything, we're gonna review it. We're gonna jump on a 1 hour long call, go over everything with you, and give you a meal and movement plan you can go ahead and implement. So you get a whole coaching session, you're gonna get a customized recovery plan, everything from eating to movement. We're gonna go over it. So a lot of these people in asking these questions today, y'all asked questions that a consultation will answer for you right away. And then you just get the plan and you go. So we're gonna give that away. So in order to win the consultation, comment below, use the word consult or consultation in the comments below. Everyone who enters, I'm gonna put your name in the bucket, and next week's video, I'm gonna pick a winner. Has been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me for food prep, and I'll see you guys next week with the winner of the consult and some more Q&As.